Okay, hello, Gab.
Hello.
Let's have another lesson. Last time we already had two lessons
Mm-hmm.
and talked about different topics,
Mm-hmm.
right? We will talk about another topic today, but this time let's make it a little different. Let's
Mm-hmm.
focus on your grammar.
Okay.
Okay, so tonight we will make sentences.
Okay.
Okay, all right, so this is our topic. Let's start. Okay, I want you to read this.
Most elementary schools have co-educational systems. Both boys and girls study in the same classroom in co-educational schools. But many middle and high school divide boys and girls into different classes. Which education system do you think is better?
Okay, all right. We will answer that question. Which education system do you think is better? Let's talk about co-educational system. Are you familiar with that? Are you familiar with the co-educational system?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
So that means both boys and girls study in the same classroom.
All right, because
Basically, that's the basic explanation for
yes,
it.
right. Because there are schools that have all boys and some
Yes.
schools that have all girls,
Yes.
right? But I think here in the Philippines, most of our schools have the
Yes.
co-educational system,
Yes.
right? Okay, let's have a dialogue. Let's make it different this time. Let's have a dialogue between Donna and Mark. Okay, I'm Donna. You're Mark.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Are you ready for tomorrow's writing test?
I don't think so. Are you?
Yes. Since I'm good at writing, I feel confident.
I guess girls are better at writing and other. Sorry. I'll start again.
Mhm.
I guess girls are better at writing and other linguistic skills. Most boys are not really good at writing. Competing with girls is stressful for me.
Then, do you think boys' only education system is better?
Yes, this is because boys and girls have different learning styles. I think we can better focus on studies if we divide boys and girls into different classes.
But we can learn from each other if we study together in the same class. For example, boys tend to be better at science and sports than girls. So girls can learn such subjects from their male classmates, and girls can help boys with writing and other subjects.
In theory, it sounds perfect, but in reality, I think co-education system has many problems. This is because boys and girls need different classroom settings. Boys can learn better when they are allowed to stay active. On the other hand, girls prefer a calm and quiet learning environment.
Well, it's true that boys and girls have different tendencies and characteristics, but we can supplement each other's shortcomings.
But we actually have to compete with each other rather than helping each other. Don't get me wrong, I love my female classmates, but I personally believe that co ed class is not really an effective education system.
Mhm. Okay. All right. Let's have our words. We have just a few.
Mhm.
Let's start with linguistic. What is linguistic?
Linguistic means your skill or capability of writing or in writing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Just
factors like
mm-hmm.
vocabulary are
Mm-hmm.
in linguistic skills in
Mm-hmm.
speaking.
Mm-hmm. So is it just writing?
I don't think so. It's in speaking or in language itself.
Mm-hmm.
You need linguistic skills.
Mm-hmm. Linguistic just means language,
Mm-hmm.
right? So all the skills about language.
Yes.
So it's about speaking, reading,
Yes.
writing, and listening
Mm-hmm.
too, right? Do you think you have a you have a good linguistic skills?
Yeah, I think so.
Really, all of them? Reading, writing, listening, speaking.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, but you think you still need improvement on some?
Oh yeah, a lot,
Mm-hmm.
a lot.
In what area do you think you need a lot of improvement on? You need a lot to improve on.
Uh, reading, especially aloud. Like as you
Mm-hmm.
can see a while ago,
Mm-hmm.
um, I stutter or pause sometimes when
Mm-hmm.
reading.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I need to learn how to read efficiently so I
Mm-hmm.
could, better read the text without sounding unprofessional or sounding like a
Mm-hmm.
beginner.
Mm-hmm. It's okay. It takes practice to
Yes.
do that, right? Okay. All right. Let's go to the next. Competing. What do you mean by competing?
Competing meaning there's a comparison between two parties
Mm-hmm.
and each one is trying to get over ahead of the other.
Get over, get ahead,
Yes, get ahead
get
of
get
the.
get ahead of the other. Okay, are you a competitive person?
I believe so, yeah.
Why?
Especially in my interests, or
Mm-hmm.
when something that I really love, I really like to be competitive.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. It's fun.
It's
It's fun
fun.
to like. Although I'm not in a way that I want to down my
Mm-hmm.
opponent. I
Mm-hmm.
want to bring them down.
Mm-hmm.
I see it as a way of motivating myself to do better,
Mm-hmm.
or try to excel, or do the best I can.
Mm-mm,
Mm.
mm-mm, Okay, so you just want to be the best,
Yes, I would
right?
like.
But of course, if you compete with others, that means someone will be number one, someone will be
Yes.
number two, or someone will be the
Mm.
last, right? So, do you want to be always the first? That's why you want to compete.
Always first? I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
It would be nice, yes, but
Mm-hmm.
if you always win, I don't think you would learn something, because you would just redo everything you did just to win.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that a little bit of failure can, help you grow.
Mm-hmm. Right, very good. That's part of competition, right?
Yes.
Winning, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose,
Yes.
right? Okay. All right. Next is focus. What is focus? To focus.
To focus. To limit distractions.
Okay. What's another word
To
for
give
focus?
attention.
Give attention? What's
Yes.
another word? One word. If you focus on
Pay
something.
attention, focus,
Mhm.
give time.
What? Starts with the letter C.
See? Concentrate.
Yes, right. Are you good at concentrating? Are
No.
you good at
No.
are you good at focusing? No.
No.
Why not?
I tend to why not?
Why not? What's wrong? Why can't you focus? Or why can't you concentrate? What I know you can focus if you
Mhm.
want to, but
Yeah. Yeah, that's the
why
thing.
is it difficult
Mm,
sometimes to focus?
maybe maybe I overthink a lot of things. Like,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of things go through my mind while,
Mm-hmm.
for example, there's a lesson in math class, for
Mm-hmm.
example, but I'm not kind of interested
Mm-hmm.
because I find it boring. Let's say, just for example,
Mm-hmm.
um, I did a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
I said, like, for
Yeah.
example, ah,
Yes. At least now
okay,
you're
yeah.
aware of that. Very good.
So
Okay.
for example,
Mm-hmm.
in class, let's say the lesson is boring.
Mm-hmm.
Boring.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I guess I tend to daydream,
Hmm.
like think of the future possibilities, or whatever
Mm-hmm.
scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe, yeah, that's the reason why I can focus well.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's my interest, like, for example, under the strand I like, or under my hobbies,
Mm-hmm.
I tend to focus. You can't distract me from being focused on my hobbies or my
Mm-mm,
interests.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
So it's a love hate relationship kind of way. There's no
Okay.
in between.
Okay. Well,
Mm,
those are natural things. Those
yeah.
are just normal things that happen. If you're interested in on something, then of course you focus on it
Mm,
easily, right?
mm,
But then there are things that you need to focus on that are not really
yeah.
interesting to you,
That's it. Yeah, that's the thing.
right? And that's the thing that you need to learn,
Hmm.
right? How do you think you will learn how to do that?
One of the hardest, actually, but it's to be consistent. I feel
Okay.
like it's the proper way to
Mm-hmm.
fix this problem.
How? That's my question. Always,
How?
always.
How did?
How? It's very easy to say.
Yeah,
It's
it's
very
easier said
easy
than
to say.
done.
Yes, it's very easy to say something. Okay, I will do this. But the question is how?
I don't know. I don't know.
There. So if there's no how, then
Maybe set routines. I feel
mm-hmm,
like, to add consistency throughout the day.
mm-hmm,
Because
okay.
consistency is just all about doing things
Mm-hmm,
repetitively.
mm-hmm,
So I feel like setting routines every day. Like,
mm-hmm,
for example, if I'm not good at studying,
mm-hmm,
I feel like I could set, let's say, 90 minutes or an
mm-hmm,
hour
mm-hmm,
of pure studying, focus,
mm-hmm,
then a
mm-hmm,
15-minute break, something like that,
mm-hmm.
to be consistent and to better focus myself.
You're right. So the first one skill you need to learn is how to schedule everything,
Yeah.
right? Time
Mm-hmm.
management. If you plan everything, and that means you know what's next,
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
next, what's next, what's next. It's
Mhm.
not just choosing whatever you want to do,
Yeah.
right? If you are if you are structured, if you have a structured day, that's what they say, a structured day, that means
Mhm.
you already pre-planned it.
Okay.
Then it's easier for you to focus on the things that you need to do. But then, still, if you plan it, there are still times that you will choose which one of them you will finish. So
Mhm.
another
Yeah,
challenge,
another challenge.
right? Okay.
Well,
Well,
it's a skill again. It's a skill that you need to
yes.
develop.
Okay, but again, I always tell you it's the how.
Yeah.
How. That's the most important thing.
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right. Next one is theory. What is theory?
Theory. Oh man, I forgot.
Mm,
But it's in the tip of my tongue.
mm,
Theory in science actually. It means don't get me don't quote me on this one, but I feel like I if I remember or recall, it means something that needs to be proven.
mhm, mhm,
So it needs testing to be proven factual, something like that.
mhm. Okay. Do you think everything that you see here, everything that exists here on Earth has a theory?
Yes, I believe so.
So that means a theory is what? It is what? The definition, the explanation of everything that exists or doesn't exist. It's an explanation of
Yes, it's
things.
an explanation of things. Yes,
Okay, right?
it's
That's a
either
theory.
it's both. Yeah.
Or usually we say a theory is written on in books, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you see it in a book, then it means people studied it, like what you said,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it needs to be proven.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's there, then some people already proved that it's correct.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right. So here in our story, we said that he said that girls can learn. Boys are good at science and sports, while girls are good at writing
And other
and other
subjects.
subjects. So in theory, that is correct
Mm-hmm.
because that's what I think scientists already studied before.
Yes.
Right. So that's a theory. Are you
Mm-hmm.
good in studying theory? Are you good at it?
In what way? What is it? What do you mean?
There are a lot of people who would say that, oh, I know what it means. Oh, according to blah 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 blah, this is the explanation of this thing that happened, why it happened. Are you into that?
Actually, yeah,
Mm-hmm,
I am.
mm-hmm,
I really like to quote stuff like that,
mm-hmm,
especially in like, for example, in physics,
mm-hmm,
the laws of
mm-hmm,
thermodynamics, the laws of
mm-hmm,
physics, whatever,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
and also in Christian faith, the Bible, I can
mm-hmm,
quote some verses in
mm-hmm,
there or some
mm-hmm,
stories. So
mm-hmm,
yeah, I think so. Yes,
mm-hmm.
I really like explaining theories.
Okay. All right. Good. Because I am not. Most of the time, I will just rely on my experience
Mm-hmm.
or the things that I heard, the
Mm-hmm.
things that I learned from other people, but not really from books. So if you are like that, good.
Although you are right, yes. Although in my case, I do explain it like I quote people or quote a video I've heard or something,
Mm-hmm.
but I also try to relate it to my personal experience if
Mm-hmm.
it is actually accurate.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's not, then of course I wouldn't recommend it. But
Mm-hmm.
if it is, then I can say that it might be factual.
Right, right, right.
Mm.
Well, I can base it on my experience, but maybe because of age, right? You're still
Yes, yeah,
young,
yeah.
right? And I've lived longer than you, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
And now maybe you are more you have books in school,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's you know them. You read them. I don't read a lot of those textbooks anymore or subject books
Mm-hmm.
anymore. So it's more on whatever is in YouTube or
Mm.
on in the internet. That's what I read. So it depends,
Yeah, it
right?
depends.
Okay, all right. Let's go to the next. Reality. What is reality?
So kind of like the hard truth,
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So like again in theory,
Mm-hmm.
like it says here, in theory it sounds perfect. So
Mm-hmm.
it means that technically speaking, it sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
in reality, in the hard truth is when you apply it in real life,
Mm-hmm.
It has many problems. So based on the text,
Mm-mm.
that's how it means.
Mm-mm. Right. So reality is real life.
Yes, real life.
What we are experiencing now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay. Next. Settings. What are we talking about if we're talking about settings here? Classroom settings.
Classroom settings meaning different types of classrooms. So, for
Mm-mm.
example, again, an all boys classroom or all
Mm-mm.
girls classroom.
Mm-mm.
So
Mm-mm.
something like that.
So how what it is made of? What it is what?
Variety.
A
Yeah,
variety.
variety.
Yes, different
Yes,
kinds
different
like that.
kinds.
Okay, can be. Next one is
Tendencies.
tendencies. Different tendencies of boys and girls. What do you mean?
Tendencies meaning different outcomes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, different outcomes.
Mm, yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Right.
basically it. Yeah.
Or whatever they want, the needs and the wants
Mm-hmm.
of girls and boys. So it
Mm-hmm.
depends on that, right? Because it's not only about their character but also about what they need to do or what they want to do right now
Mm-hmm.
at
Yeah.
that age,
Okay.
right? So for you now that you are an 18-year-old guy,
Okay.
right, you're a young adult
Mm-hmm.
technically, so what are your tendencies now? What do you tend to do
I
or
tend to.
want or need, you think?
Well, of course, I think one major thing that I need to do or
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
need to do or need to practice is, of course, managing my time,
Mm-hmm.
managing uh being trying to be consistent throughout every
Mm-hmm.
day, because I believe it would help me in the future. It
Mm-hmm.
will help me a lot. So if
Mm-hmm.
I start now and I still have a lot of time to fail,
Mm-hmm.
it won't hurt me that much when I grow old.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike if I learn it when I'm older, then it would hurt
Mm-hmm.
a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I feel like that's one of my needs. I
Mm-hmm.
also need
But
to
right now, what do you tend to do? You tend to what? That's what you want because that's your dream. It's a dream
Mhm.
because it's for the future, right? But now, what do you tend to do? Do you already do it? Do you already do that? Do you already do what you're saying that you need to be consistent? You need to manage your
Well, I'm
time.
trying,
You're
yeah.
trying,
Although
but
it's hard, but yeah, I'm
mm-hmm.
trying.
But what tendency do you have? Do you tend to what? On the other hand, you tend to what?
Tend to what? To I don't understand.
This is your goal, right? You
Okay.
said your dream. You need to manage your time. You need to be consistent on things. But then right now, the reality is you tend to do something different from your goal.
So like
So what's
like
your
let's say it's a
tendencies now?
tendency my tendency is to like procrastinate, something like that. Okay.
Yes,
Okay, okay, okay.
yeah.
I
So
understand.
what do you tend to do now?
Yeah. I still procrastinate, but
Mm-hmm.
at sometimes I try to mitigate those problems
Mm-hmm.
by just pushing myself to do it,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to finish the job.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that's my tendencies for my wants.
Mm-hmm. Right. And also maybe choosing just what you want to do. Choosing what you want to do instead of choosing what you need to do. Do you have that tendency? For example, you have five things to do, but you only chose these two, because these are I
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, a
them.
lot, a lot.
These three, mamaya na,
Yeah,
diba?
yeah,
This
yeah,
one first, two. Do you have that tendency
yeah,
to just
yeah,
choose the what you want to do first, and then
yeah,
at the end, you tend to just neglect the three
yeah, yeah.
because
I
you
definitely
focus
do.
on the two,
Yeah, yeah, I definitely do.
right? So that's an example
Those
of
are
tendency,
tendencies. Okay,
right? At
okay.
your age, you have the tendency to, I'll do that later. I'll do this
Yeah,
first,
yeah.
right? But then your goal is clear
Mm,
that you want in the future. You want to be like this. You want to be
yeah,
more organized. You want to be more,
yeah, yeah.
precise, and you want to organize everything. But
Mm,
then now, hey, I want to do this first,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So that is a tendency that we're talking about.
Mm,
So girls and boys have different tendencies like that. At different ages, we have different tendencies,
mm,
right? At my age now, maybe I have the tendency to be lazy sometimes, to do some things that I've been doing for a long time, or been doing again and again and again, because of maybe the long time I've been doing it. I don't want to do it anymore. So that's my tendency,
Mm-hmm.
right? So not unlike when I was younger, that I will do everything, 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 just do
Mm-hmm.
it, right? If you get older, maybe not that. You tend to be choosy
Mm-hmm.
about things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. Let's go to the next supplement.
Supplement meaning provide
To
or
provide,
support.
but we can supplement each other's shortcomings. Okay, what is
So
supplement here in the sentence?
um yeah, support or provide each other's shortcomings,
Support.
meaning
Mm-hmm.
their what's a different term for shortcoming?
Okay, that's the last word. Shortcomings starts with the letter W.
W. I don't know. W. I don't. I got a mental block there. W.
Weakness.
Yeah, weakness. Yes. So
Right.
you could
So
support each other's
yes.
weaknesses. Yeah.
So supplement is to support
Yes.
or to help.
Yes, to help.
Right, to help. Like we have a lot of supplements now that people take,
Yes, like
right?
medicine.
Like
Yes,
medicine, right?
to
Just to
support
support
their.
or help you
Yeah, yeah.
add on to some things,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Shortcomings is again what?
Weakness.
Weaknesses, right? Okay. Are you aware of your weaknesses, of your
Oh
shortcomings?
yeah, a lot.
Yeah,
A
very
lot.
good.
I'm very aware.
Okay. And what do you do with them?
Usually, the first step is I assess myself if
Mm-hmm.
what I'd find the root cause to
Mm-mm.
why am I doing these shortcomings, or why is this happening
Mm-hmm.
to me? Why am I performing like this?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. Then to answer the how,
Mm-mm.
usually I tend to seek advice to, of course, my elders.
Mm-mm.
So I could ask advice from my dad, especially from
Mm-mm.
my dad.
Mm-mm.
He can give good advice if
Mm-hmm.
ever I have uh
Mm-hmm.
if ever I have problems underperforming. He could
Mm-hmm.
definitely give me a helping hand.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, again, analyze again if
Mm-hmm.
if I could apply it to myself, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe let's say give it 3 days. Like I'll give it 3 days. I'll do it consistently.
Mm-hmm.
If it works, that's good. But if it doesn't,
Mm-hmm.
then I need a plan B. Something like that.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay. All right. We finished ours now. Let's make sentences. Okay.
Okay.
I'll give you. Let's choose a word that I want you to make a short story.
A short story.
Meaning, I want about 3 to 4 sentences. Okay, using the word.
Okay.
So it's
Hey.
not just a sentence, because a sentence can be a kindergarten sentence,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So I want it about, sige, 2 to 3 sentences.
Okay, okay.
Let's start with 2 to 3 sentences. Focus.
Focus.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Finished. Go.
So I like focusing on my hobbies. They make me happy. But sometimes I forget to focus on other important things like school or work. I need to learn how to focus on both things I enjoy and things I do not enjoy.
Okay. All right. I want to see. I want to see. Okay. And I need to learn how to focus on both things I enjoy and things I don't.
I learned in professional writing and our
Mm,
propulsive communication that
mm,
you should just make
mm.
don't a full a word
Full
like
word.
do not
Do
instead of
not.
don't. So
Then don't.
that's why I
Okay.
changed it from don't to do not. So it
Okay.
sounds
Focus
a
on
little
both
more
things I enjoy
professional.
and things I do not.
Yes.
Okay. I do not. So not don't enjoy. Okay.
Okay, okay.
But well,
But do not is still correct
yes,
either
do not
way.
is still
Okay,
correct.
okay.
Okay. So your sentences are okay. Very good. One more. Okay. One more.
Basic
Shortcomings. Last.
shortcomings.
Okay. Go. Read it.
I have a lot of shortcomings like inconsistency and the lack of motivation. I'm not proud of them, but I see it as a tool to improve myself. I'm not perfect, but my shortcomings do not define me as a whole.
Okay. Let me check it. Shortcomings. One word. One word. I have a lot of shortcomings.
Oh, ano?
Like inconsistency
And a lack of
and
motivation.
and a lack of, like, I have a lot of shortcomings like inconsistency and a lack of motivation. Okay, let's make it this inconsistencies because there are
Okay.
a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and lack, not a lack, and lack of motivation.
Okay.
I'm not proud of them, but I see it as a tool to improve myself. Tool? Is it a tool? Do you call it a tool?
I would say yes because it's like it's something that you need
Mm,
to use to improve
mm,
yourself. Although it's not technically like the how,
mm,
but it's like the factor that you need
mm,
to help yourself. So like it goes with the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So if there's
mm,
nothing broken, why would I fix it?
But in this
So
in this in this situation, do you use the shortcomings, inconsistencies, and lack of motivation as a tool to improve yourself?
yeah, it's not a tool. Yeah,
Mm,
it's more of like a factor.
mm.
I could have sentenced
But
it
I see
better
it as a challenge. Let's make a different sentence, a different word.
as a challenge to improve myself. Yeah,
Yes, a
it's
challenge to
definitely
improve
better.
myself. I am not perfect, but my shortcomings do not define me as a can be. All right, very good. So just the plural of
Yeah,
this
inconsistencies
and
kasi
this
yeah.
one. Okay, and then change the word challenge to. Okay. All right,
Okay.
very good. Okay, that's the start of our sentence writing in our class. Okay, so far good. Now let's talk about the topic. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh, what do you think? Do you think it is better for students to be together? For example, girls to be together, boys to be together to learn better.
Well, I think my answer would be biased because
Mm,
I haven't tried the all boys school yet, or I
mm,
haven't tried the all boys classroom yet.
mm,
So in my personal experience, I think co-education is still good.
mm,
I feel like, well, me as a person, I am very extroverted. I really love
mm,
talking to people.
mm,
So if you're a guy or a girl, it doesn't matter to me.
mm,
I'll talk to you either way.
mm,
So for me, since I know how to get around with people, I feel
mm,
like it's not really that difficult to learn in a co-education system or
mm,
co-education setting.
mm,
And I feel like diversity is still a good thing
mm,
in education, because then again, an all boys classroom I believe would be biased,
mm,
because they would think that they will only think how boys will think, while they don't factor in how girls would think.
mm,
Although yes, both are very different, but
mm,
I still think that having a diverse group can can better help understand situations.
mm. You think so? So
Yes.
you think if there are, if you have all boys in one classroom, then you think they will have a biased thinking? You mentioned that today.
Mm-hmm.
So you think? So you only think like
I think
boys?
no. I mean, like, I say bias, meaning that they won't factor in what how girls will think.
Mm,
So they would only, of course, as boys, they would um, for example,
mm,
um, boys tend to be boys tend to be mm, yeah, better at sports.
mm,
So, and the girls aren't good at
mm,
sports, so they will
mm,
think that, oh, us boys, we are better because we are really good at this
mm,
subject or sports in science.
mm,
And the girls would say that, so what if you're good at sport and science, we're good at writing and other subjects,
mm,
while you guys are not good at writing, you're not good at
mm,
speaking, something like
mm,
that.
mm,
So biases towards each other,
mm,
because then again, boys and girls are different on how they think.
mm, mm,
So yeah, that's basically it.
Okay. So, well, since you didn't experience it yet, well, I did. I experienced
Okay.
both. I was in a co-educational
Mm-hmm.
school in elementary. High school is exclusive girls school, and then co-educational again
Okay.
in college.
How was
And
it?
I can say that there's no difference at all.
No
And I
difference
didn't
at all.
see the bias that you're saying. You said girls are not good in sports. Well, we have a sports class before. Girls who would play volleyball or play basketball, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or girls who are interested in other
Yeah.
sports, it doesn't matter. Girls would sometimes at that age, girls will act like boys because they're
Okay.
so active.
Mm-hmm.
A 13, 14, 15, 16 year old girl would be as active as a boy, I
Mm-hmm.
think.
Okay.
Right? Or if you're just naturally quiet, then well, you will just be there and watch the girls who
Uh-huh.
are, right? So I can say that there's no difference at all.
Okay. Well, then again, I don't really know. I
Yes.
just made an assumption.
Right. But well, maybe for some people, yes. Especially if maybe the boys would be just focused on, oh, this is what I learned in school, then this is what I know. But then
Mhm.
outside school, you'll be learning a lot more.
Yeah.
Right? Especially now, during my time, we didn't have the internet when I
Mm-hmm.
go out the school. So that means I'm just focused watching TV and what I see on
Yeah.
TV, right?
Yes.
Or what I see in the newspaper. But
Mm-hmm.
right now, people, the teenagers and children can see a lot of things on the
Yeah.
internet.
Yeah.
So whether they are in an all girls school or an all boys school, when they go outside, they will still see
Mm-hmm.
the real world, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, but I've talked to other people before, and they would say that they don't want to study in an all girls school or in an all boys school
Mm-hmm.
just because they think their orientation will be different.
Mm,
So for me, it doesn't matter.
okay.
It doesn't matter. But okay, one more last question. Do you really believe that boys and girls are really different about how they learn? The learning styles of boys and girls are different? Or men and women?
Learning styles.
Yes. They
Mm.
will say that boys or men are better at numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Girls are better at, well, they said writing and other subjects,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe speaking, right? They said boys are better at
Mm-hmm.
science. So,
Well,
do you agree with that?
no, I don't agree. Everyone
Mm.
has
Mm.
their own desires, their own liking, their own
Mm-mm.
preference.
Mm-mm.
So
Mm-mm.
for me, well, average boy. I like
Mm-mm.
cars. I
Mm-mm.
like engineering.
Mm-mm.
But other guys would like architecture. Other guys would
Mm-mm.
like cooking.
Mm-mm. Right,
Or other guys
painting.
would like dancing and singing.
Dancing,
See,
right,
it's not only girl thing.
Right.
So I don't believe that boys and girls are different in terms of learning styles.
Mm-mm.
I feel like they just need to find their preference.
Right. Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay. This is what I saw, what I heard from you today. You already changed. You already improved on how you read the and the
Yeah.
da, right? But just one thing here, I think you missed something. On the other hand,
Oh yeah.
right? On the
Yeah.
other
That's
hand,
yeah.
right? And now you can correct yourself with like, for example.
Yes.
Very
I
good. And I
I caught that.
also heard a few improvements on how you say words. Before, I would hear you, you sounded more like Tagalog,
Mm-hmm.
Tagalog accent. It's more now, more on straight thing on how
Mm-hmm.
you express yourself in English. Very good. Okay, let's keep it up,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll do that again in the next lessons. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good job.
Thank you.
Very good.